Hi everyone, my name is Courtney. I am Fiber Fox Studios and I would like to welcome you to Mosaic Monday. For today's tutorial, we are going to be working on pattern number 57, which I have also named Folia. So this is fall leaves basically. Hopefully that's translating, you're getting that. I'm going to go over the chart set, what's all in it, and all of that at the end of this intro, but I wanted to show you this is what we're going to be working on today. This is chart number 1, so it's the full leaf, and you would have something that looks like this if you keep working the same pattern on up. So we are going to be learning this today. It's a multiple of 16 plus 4. I will be taking you through the entire design from row 1 through row 23 in this tutorial. For those of you who are interested in the chart set, you can find a link to that down in the description box of this video. That will take you over to my Etsy shop where you can purchase the full chart set. The chart set does include the full version, the half version, a separate staggered upside down and right side up version of the design, so it would look like this in a project. And then I have the upside down version of the full leaf and of the half leaf. So you get quite a few different variations of the design, so you can use it in different ways in different projects in the chart set. You, of course, never, ever, ever have to buy anything. I am going to teach you this version, chart 1, of the full leaf in today's tutorial. For those of you who are new here, description box is always filled with lots of extra information, including videos and playlists I have for finishing out your project, how you handle your tail, frequently asked questions. Lots of things are down in that description box for you, along with the row start times to help you navigate through. So make sure you are checking out that description box down there. I also always link whatever crochet hook I am using down in the description box. To get started today, you are going to need to select at least 2 colors of yarn, a color A and a color B. Grab your favorite crochet hook and let's get started. To begin, we are going to chain in the multiple of 16 using color A over and over until you've reached your desired size. If you are going to work flat, you are going to add 4 more chains to the end of your chain count. If you are going to work in the round, you are just simply going to chain in color A in the multiple of 16 over and over until you've reached your desired size, and then you will slip stitch to the first chain that you've made to form a ring, and then you will begin working the repeats given, starting in that same stitch that you slip stitch into. For me, I'm going to be working flat in today's video, and we're now going to begin row number 1. So to begin row 1, we need to skip the first chain from our hook and move into the second chain to do a traditional single crochet. So all that means is we're going into the complete stitch under the V to do our single crochet to begin the row. Now we're going to begin our repeat for row number 1, and it's very simple. We're going to be working a back loop only single crochet into each of our stitches. So we just pick up the back side of the stitch, the back loop, and then from there we single crochet like normal. So you're going to place one of these stitches in each and every stitch on down your row until you reach the end of your row where you will have one final stitch left. That's where I want you to stop and meet back up with me so I can show you how to complete the row end. We are now here at the end of row 1. I have one final stitch remaining, and we're going to work a traditional single crochet into this stitch. That's how you'll be ending every row. Your final stitch always gets a traditional single crochet, meaning we go completely in that stitch under the V, and we pull up our loop like normal, grab and pull through those 2 loops, and we are done. Try not to cinch this down or make it too tight, I should say, of a stitch, because then you can start missing your final stitch of the row if you do that. If you make this real tight and small, it's going to be real easy to skip that over, and then you can mess up your whole project. So now we're going to bind off. This is how I recommend that you bind off each and every row. You chain up 2, so 1 and 2. And then we are going to clip our yarn. Now we have to pull that tail on out through the top of the stitch. And we need to cinch this down to make a little knot. So I'm going to place my thumb and index right above those 2 chains I made. And I'm going to slide my fingers down as I pull up on this tail. And doing so creates that little tiny knot, and your work will never be able to come undone. So now we're going to begin row number 2. So we're going to be switching over to color B, and we need to return to the start of our row. So we go right here. We don't turn or flip our work. We just come back to the very beginning of the row. We want to make sure that we do not work into this little side bump. That's our turning chain that we used when we started row 1. So we want to make sure that we identify the very first V, and we go into that first complete stitch, ignoring that little turning chain. We can scoot that down out of our way. Our first stitch, we can't move it. So we know we're in our first stitch. Now we're going to join on color B, and this time we are going to be learning how we do all of our color join-ons. So I like to take my yarn, so this is going to be color B, and I'm just going to drape it over the end of the hook. Now I'm going to take and pull that on through the stitch, pulling up a loop, and then I'm going to grab that tail and working yarn and chain 1. Now we can allow our tail to fall, so we can let it drop back there behind our work. And we're going to go back into that same first stitch and complete our traditional single crochet. So we join on with our traditional single crochet with our new color at the beginning of the row. So now I'm going to pull through all those little loops and finish out my single crochet. Now we are going to begin row number 2's repeat. It's just like row 1. We're going to be working a back loop only single crochet in each stitch. So picking up that one side and then single crochet just like normal from there. So I will be referring to these as single crochets throughout the rest of the video, because when you're working your repeat stitches, you will know that all of your single crochets are always worked in the repeat as back loop only single crochets. So we're going to continue on down the row, and this time you are going to finish out your row end by yourself. You're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch. In the very last stitch of the row, you are going to do your traditional single crochet, making sure you go into the complete stitch. And then you will bind off and meet up with me for row number 3. So we will be back in just a moment. Row number 3 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 3's repeat begins by working 4 double crochets, and I'll show you how you'll be working all of your double crochets throughout this pattern. So it's a little bit different. It's just our position that's different. So we wrap our yarn around our hook just like normal. Now we're going to identify the very next stitch, and you have to slide directly down 2 rows below and pick up that front loop that we left from doing those back loop only single crochets. So we want to get under the front loop, and we want to grab and pull up a loop. And now we're just going to work a double crochet like normal from here. So we grab and pull through 2, grab and pull through 2. So that is our mosaic double crochet. We're actually laying it over the previous row to cover up those stitches. That's how we make our shapes. So now I'm going to work 3 more of these to begin the repeat out. So we're going to wrap again, identify the very next stitch and slide down, and then double crochet. If at any point you aren't sure where your next stitch is, you can always fold back your double crochets. And here on this previous row, each double crochet takes up 1 stitch. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So those 2 stitches covered up by these 2 double crochets, that means my third one goes here. Here's my next stitch. So there's number 3. And last but not least, number 4. Now we're going to continue our repeat by working 4 single crochets. Make sure you identify the very next stitch and begin. So there's 1, 2, 3, and number 4. 1 double crochet. So again, making sure we slide down and pick up that front loop. And then we finish our double crochet like normal. 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we will end our repeat by working 3 double crochets over these next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and number 3. So that completes our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 3's repeat began with 4 double crochets, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, and we end with 3 double crochets. So you're going to continue to work that exact set of stitches on down your row. We're going to work it together one more time for those of you who are new. For the rest of you, you know what to do. Go ahead and skip ahead to your next row when you're ready. For those of us who need to see the repeat again, we have just completed the repeat, and now we start back over literally at the beginning of it. So my next move down here is going to be 4 double crochets. So we immediately begin working those. Here's 1, 2, 3, and number 4. We continue our repeat with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 double crochet. 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we end the repeat with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and that ends the repeat. So if you take a look at what you've done, you've got 2 repeats on the row now. We started again right here, working our 4 double crochets, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 3 double crochets. For me, I am at the row end. If you are not, you're just going to keep working that exact set, just as we've done, over and over. Then meet up with me for this part. But for the rest of you who are also at your row end, we are going to find at every row end we have 2 stitches left. We are going to restart our repeat for 1 stitch and put that here in the second to last stitch. And then as we learned, we're going to be doing our traditional single crochet in the very last stitch of the row. So for row number 3, our repeat begins with double crochets. So we're going to work a double crochet here in the very next stitch, second to last. And then of course, traditional single crochet going completely in the stitch in the last stitch of the row and bind off. Now doing that by finishing out, restarting our repeat right here for 1 stitch, it makes our row end match perfectly with our row start. We have 4 double crochets at the very beginning of the row, and our row end now has 4 double crochets. So that's why we're going to be doing at the end of the row, restarting the repeat for 1 stitch. You'll always need to do that to even out that final design and to make our row end and beginnings match. So now from here, we're going to move on to row number 4. Row 4 begins now, and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row number 4 begins with 4 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, and number 4. 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and number 4. 1 single crochet, 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and number 4. Now we will end the repeat by working 3 single crochets over these next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and number 3. So let's recap. Row number 4's repeat began with 4 single crochets, 4 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 4 double crochets, and we end with 3 single crochets. So continue to work that exact set of stitches and meet up with me when you're ready for row number 5. Reminder, at the end of your row, you will have 2 stitches left. You will restart your repeat in the second to last stitch and then do a traditional single crochet in the very last stitch of the row. Whatever we're doing over here at the start of the row is our clue to what is going to happen down here at the end of the row. So we're going to move on now to row number 5. Row number 5 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 5's repeat begins with 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and number 3. 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll end the repeat with 2 double crochets. 1 and number 2. So that ends our repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 5's repeat began with 3 double crochets, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, and then we end the repeat with 2 double crochets. So you're going to continue to work that exact set of stitches on down your row, and we will meet up in just a moment for row number 6. Row number 6 begins now, and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row number 6 begins with 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. Now we'll end our repeat with 2 single crochets. 1 and number 2. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 6 repeat began with 3 single crochets, 3 double crochets, 5 single crochets, 3 double crochets, and then we end with 2 single crochets. So continue to work that exact set and meet up with me for row number 7. Row 7 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row number 7's repeat begins with 2 double crochets, there's 1 and number 2. 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and number 4. 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we end the repeat with 1 double crochet. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 7's repeat began with 2 double crochets, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, and then we end with 1 double crochet. So continue to work that exact set of stitches and meet up with me when you're ready for row 8. Row number 8 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row number 8's repeat begins with 2 single crochets, 1, and number 2. 2 double crochets, 1, and number 2. 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and we'll end the repeat with 1 single crochet. And now let's recap. Row number 8's repeat began with 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and then we end the repeat by working 2 double crochets and 1 single crochet. So you're going to continue to work that exact set of stitches, and then we will meet up when you are ready for row number 9. Row number 9 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 9's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 double crochet, and 3 single crochets will end our repeat. 1, 2, and 3. So now let's recap what we've done. Row number 9 began, our repeat began with 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and then we end with 3 single crochets. So all you're doing all the way down the row is 1 double, 3 singles. And then you will meet up with me when this very easy row is done for row number 10. Row 10 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row number 10's repeat begins with 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1, and number 2, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1 single crochet, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 2 double crochets to end that repeat. 1 and number 2. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 10's repeat began with 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 3 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 3 double crochets, 2 single crochets, and 2 double crochets to end that repeat. So continue to work that exact set of stitches and meet up with me for row number 11. Row number 11 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 11's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and number 2, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 double crochet, and 2 single crochets to end that repeat. 1 and number 2. So let's recap it. Row number 11's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat with 2 single crochets. So continue to work that exact set of stitches. Meet up with me for row 12. Row number 12 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 12's repeat begins with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and we'll end our repeat with 1 double crochet. So now let's recap what we've done. Row number 12's repeat began with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 3 double crochets, 2 single crochets, and then we end with 1 double crochet. So you're going to continue to work that exact set and meet up with me for row 13. Row 13 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 13's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 double crochet, and 1 single crochet to end our repeat. So let's recap what we've done. Row 13's repeat began with 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 1 single crochet. So continue to work that exact set of stitches and meet up with me for row 14. Row number 14 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 14's repeat begins with 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and number 3. And we'll end the repeat by working 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So now let's recap what we've done. Row 14's repeat began with 3 single crochets, 3 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 double crochets, and we end with 2 single crochets. So continue to work that exact set and meet up with me for row 15. Row 15 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row number 15's repeat begins with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and number 3. 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. 1 double crochet. 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. 1 double crochet. 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets to end that repeat. 1 and number 2. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 15's repeat began with 3 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets, and we end with 2 double crochets. So continue to work that exact set of stitches. Meet up with me for row 16. Row 16 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 16's repeat begins with 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 1 double crochet, and we'll end the repeat with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So that ends the repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 16's repeat began with 4 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat with 3 single crochets. So you're going to continue to work that exact set and meet up with me for row 17. Row 17 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 17's repeat begins with 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 3 double crochets to end that repeat. 1, 2, 3. That ends the repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 17's repeat began with 4 double crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 3 double crochets ends the repeat. So keep working that exact set of stitches and meet up for row number 18 whenever you're ready. Row number 18 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 18's repeat begins with 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 'and finally, number 5. And we're going to end our repeat by working 5 single crochets over these next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that ends our repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 18's repeat began with 6 single crochets, 5 double crochets, and we end with 5 single crochets. So continue to work that exact set and meet up with me when you're ready for row number 19. Row number 19 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row number 19's repeat begins with 6 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll end the repeat with 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that ends our repeat. So let's recap it. Row number 19's repeat began with 6 double crochets, 5 single crochets, and 5 double crochets ends that repeat. So continue to work that exact set and meet up with me for row 20. Row 20 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row number 20's repeat begins with 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and we end the repeat by working 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 20's repeat began with 7 single crochets, 3 double crochets, and we end with 6 single crochets. So continue to work that set and meet up with me for row 21. Row 21 begins now, and we're working in color A. Row 21's repeat begins with 7 double crochets. So here's number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. And we end the repeat by working 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and and number 6. So that ends the repeat. Let's recap it. Row 21's repeat began with 7 double crochets, 3 single crochets, 6 double crochets. So you're going to keep working that exact set of stitches and meet up with me for row 22. Row 22 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 22's repeat begins with 8 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1 double crochet here in the very next stitch. And we end the repeat by working 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. So that ends the repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 22's repeat began with 8 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and we end with 7 single crochets. So continue that set and meet up with me for row 23, our final row. Row number 23 begins now. It's our final row, and we are working in color A. Row number 23's repeat begins with 8 double crochets. Here is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 single crochet. Then our repeat ends with 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and last but not least, number 7. So let's recap what we've done. Row number 23's repeat began with 8 double crochets, 1 single crochet, and then we end the repeat with 7 double crochets. So you're going to continue to work that exact set, and then we will meet up one final time to talk about how you grow your project. So here is what your work will look like after you have completed row 23. If you were going to use this design for the entire project or for multiple repeats, you're going to need to rewind back in the same video to row 2, and you will work rows 2 through 23 to grow your project using this same design, which will give you stacked leaves going up on your project. If you are only using one repeat of the design and mixing it up with something else, then you will be ending here at row 23 as your final row. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure that you are giving me a thumbs up at the very least. It really helps me out and helps get the video pushed to other people so that they'll see it too. And as always, I love hearing from you down in the comments, so feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.